appetite. Then I treated just for jaundice with the Rachadi Kashaya and everything. Then you see, the patient, after 1 month, the patient came to me. He is now, the edema relieved, the serum bilirubin came to almost normal, not normal, by 3 milligram like that, that is not a normal stage. Previously it was 17 milligram. Now it came to after 1 month 3 milligram. Then good appetite is there. Then edema relief. Then that girl asked me, doctor, can I go to the school? Then I told her, no, you cannot go. At least take medicine for 1 more month. After improving your immunity only, I can allow you to go to school. And after, Pali Suvarnam, Tirachadi Lekhyam, Guluji Kritam. Guluji is the wonderful drug for this Kumbhakamila. Guluji Kritam. That is a specific indication for Guluji Krita in Kumbhakamila. When Viredana with Tribhutilekha once in a week, Parthamana Vipali Prayoga. This is very wonderful medicine for which near 20 days are necessary. Because it is a Rasayana Prayoga, whenever the patient is having good improvement, definitely we have to strengthen the liver. Otherwise, Rasayanena Hyasatyo Vyatiravi Prayasithiri. It is not told by me, it is told by Delhana in commentary of Susradacharya. So, Rasayanena Hyasatyo Vyatiravi. Even though the disease is incurable, definitely the Rasayana treatment can be done. Charaka says in another way, Trivandam Aranam Rishte, Brahmana istar Kila Malay, Rasayana Tapojapya, Tarpara Irva Nivaride. If Rishtai Rakshanas are seen, Marana is Dhruva. Definitely the Marana will happen. But even after seeing the Rishta Rakshana, if you are administering Rasayana Uchada, Charaka says that Rasayana Tapojapya, Tapa and Japa. What he told about Vishwasahasranama. Definitely that diseases can be cured. Here we preferred, she was admitted in the hospital, Parthamana treatment continued for. That is a specific indication for Guluji Krita in Kumbhakamila. When Viredana with Tribhutilekha once in a week, Parthamana Vipali Prayoga. This is very wonderful medicine for which near 20 days are necessary. Because it is a Rasayana Prayoga, whenever the patient is having good improvement, definitely we have to strengthen the liver. Otherwise, Rasayanena Hyasatyo Vyatiravi Prayasithiri. It is not told by me, it is told by Delhana in commentary of Susradacharya. So, Rasayanena Hyasatyo Vyatiravi. Even though the disease is incurable, definitely the Rasayana treatment can be done. Charaka says in another way, Trivandam Aranam Rishte, Brahmana istar Kila Malay, Rasayana Tapojapya, Tarpara Irva Nivaride. If Rishtai Rakshanas are seen, Marana is Dhruva. Definitely the Marana will happen. But even after seeing the Rishta Rakshana, if you are administering Rasayana Uchada, Charaka says that Rasayana Tapojapya, Tapa and Japa. What he told about Vishwasahasranama. Definitely that diseases can be cured. Here we preferred, she was admitted in the hospital, Parthamana treatment continued for. See the beauty of Ayurveda. Just appreciate that. This is another case. A 72-year-old lady presented with a left-sided hemiplegia with a facial palsy. No doubt, Patchakata. No doubt, Patchakata. But you see, this is diagnosed as Millard-Gubler syndrome, because this is due to the on MRI, the modern doctors found out that this is due to the aneurysm of some of the vessels of the brain, and it cannot be touched. What is the meaning of aneurysm? Localized dilatation of vessel. Localized dilatation. When the vessels gets dilated, at that time its thickness reduces. We all know that. Whenever something is dilated, when the balloon is dilated, inflated, definitely the thickness reduces, and finally it bursts. Like that, the thickness of the vessels is very feeble, and it can rupture at any time, which will be very fatal, no doubt at all. Hence, the modern doctors were very afraid to touch her. Because this is a very serious condition. As the patient was aged, surgical intervention, and if the patient was very young, definitely they can do something with the surgical intervention. At this stage, nothing can be done. First recommend and prescribe some diuretics and bed rest. Get some diuretics and bed rest. This was taken to me. I need not say, I diagnose this Pakshaghata, Viredana with air and Taila. Why air and Taila is prescribed? Kape, Vatena, Pitteva, Tabhyava, Pyavurdanile, Belina, so Aushadayudam, Tailam air and Tajamhidam. Tailam air and Taila is indicated in Avaranavada Vigara. Moreover, air and Taila is specifically indicated in Pakshaghata Chikitsa. But in Erendadaina is with milk is indicated in two diseases in our text. One is Vata Shonada and Pakshaghata. As is it is Pakshaghata for reducing the intra-occipital tension, this Viredana will be definitely beneficial. Again, Sahajaradi Kashaya was given because, you see, you may feel that I am a man of Sahajaradi Kashaya, not because the clear-cut indication is there. For both, one lower limb is affected, and whenever Pakshaghata comes, one of our teacher of myself and Swamiji, Dr. T.N. Krishna Moses, once reminded us, whenever some Pakshaghata comes, please do not give any medicine. Give him some Gandharvastadi Kashaya and Vaishvarana Churana and leave him for 3 days. Then only we start medicine. Which means that, whenever Pakshaghata comes, we have to see some ama. That is why I preferred Sahajaradi. Anyway, after a few days, Dhanadra added. Then Patrapada Seda, Shiradhara, Shiravasti, everything was there. Shiravasti is very important because, it affects the Mahamarma. Shiro Hridaya Vastyadi. Shiras is a Mahamarma. Moreover, Talvana, Navana, Abhyanga Yogal, Sarvani Labham. Vishesha, Tabavahumja, Pakshaghata, Ardhidam. Here Pakshaghata and Ardhida is there. Hence, I preferred Shirovasti with Karpa Sastya Taila. One very important, very informative thing about Karpa Sastya Taila is it is not at all indicated for Vasti. Most of the Tailas are Pane, Nasi, Annuasane, Apinjaneva. Chatush Prayogam are there for a Taila. Pane, Nasi, Annuasane, Apinjaneva. But this Karpa Sastya Tailam is not having the indication for Vasti. Only 3 Prayogas are there except Vasti. Anyway, Shirovasti was done with. Within 2 weeks, the patient was cured completely and led a healthy life for more than 10 years. In this case also, MRI was not repeated. Because, definitely we will be disappointed. Have you understood? Are you following me? I am not at all getting any response. That is why I am very suspicious about the... No, you sir, you need not clamp. This is another case, secondary prevention. This is the last case. I am not at all taking much of your time because now I always know that everybody is Pashikar. That is why. Anyway, secondary prevention of cancer. This is one very wonderful area in which Ayurvedic doctors can do wonders. A 30-year-old lady presented with numbness of left half of the face, dry. MRI showed adenoid cystic carcinoma of mucous gland on soft palate with dural lesion. It's perineural spread. It is very difficult to understand because the tumor was on the back of the brain. But the primary lesion was adenoid cystic carcinoma of mucous gland of soft palate. The primary lesion is here, inside the nose, soft palate. But the problem is on the secondary growth is there on the back of the brain. Anyway, that is a technique of modern doctors. Wonderful, their investigation and their finding out procedures, everything is wonderful. Then the patient was, I actually went to that patient and told her that this is a case where definitely there is a chance of recurrence. You have to undergo some Ayurvedic treatment. Then I can assure you that if you are following some Ayurvedic dinacharya and if you are taking some medicines, definitely you can avoid the further recurrence. You see, diagnosis Andhra for Arbuda. After surgical removal of the growth followed by chemotherapy, started Ayurvedic medicines, Varanadi Kashaya with Gulgul with Krida. Why? Santyasti Vajjagadamapyada Kushtamid. Nadi Varana Arbuda Bhagandara and Arbuda is told in the indication of Gulguru. Then Varanadi Kashaya, Varanadi Kafam Medo, Vandagnitham Nechari, Atyavadam, Shirashulam, Gulmam Andasa Vidrathi. Andhra Vidrathi with Arbuda. I correlated this. Paranadi Kashaya along with the Gulgul Krata was given for 6 months. Paranadi Thailam for that. This in the Varanadi, you should use Paranadi Thailam also for head. That is advised by my Guru. Vaidyaratnam E.T. Neelakantan Moose, at that time I approached him, sir, I prescribe this much of medicine or anything can be added. Then he told, just apply Varanadi Thaila on head, definitely, because head is a charged organ, definitely you have to apply Varanadi Thaila also, then medicines contain, so that the relapse of the disease can be avoided. The patient is, actually, this is not my direct sister, this is the my younger sister of my wife, so that I can say very boldly. Even now she is very active. See, even after 12 years the patient is leading a very healthy life. You see, this is an area in which the Ayurvedic people can do well, because definitely it is a very successful area. If somebody is having some breast cancer, breast removed, then radiation, their chemotherapy is there, definitely that patient is having some susceptibility towards any cancer. At that time, if you are getting the patient, definitely we can start our Ayurvedic treatment by normalizing the dinacharya, by getting a good healthy lifestyle. Definitely we can rescue that patient. You see, I prescribed Varanadi Kashaya with Gulagulata Krita. Why I have not preferred Gulagulata Kashaya with Varanadi Krita? This is a question for the students, not for the teachers. You need not answer me. If you are having the answer, after the meeting, you can personally meet and tell. Why I preferred Varanadi Kashaya with Gulagulata Krita instead of Gulagulata Kashaya with Varanadi Krita. That is my humble question towards you. You can make an answer definitely. These actually only this much of 7 cases I am presenting. You see, Ayurveda is considered as a Lakshana Shastra. Here in all these cases we consider the Lakshanas. Signs and symptoms alone were considered. No investigation report were considered before prescribing the management. You see, Lakshana Bodhita Apyandara Vikriti Parambara Eva Paramarthato Roga. According to Ayurveda, disease is an abnormal clinical condition inside the body that can be inferred through the respective signs and symptoms. You see, message. Signs and symptoms are the language of the body by which it is interacting with the physician. It's very, very important, because whatever may be the investigation report, we need not bother about the patient. We have to see the patient. That is why the previous speaker told Darshana, Sparshana, Prasnai. Definitely we have to see the signs and symptoms. Accordingly, if you are making some clinical diagnosis and if you are managing the case, definitely with some modern parameters and modern technology, we can assess the case also. In the case of CKD, what he did, actually he did a very great Ayurvedic management. Along with that, he made all the parameters for measuring the outcome by some modern technology. That is a very great thing, Now, actually, nowadays we are very lucky. Some 50 years back, this type of research was not possible. Now it is very possible. Definitely, you, dear students, you should create a research attitude towards all those things. Hence, signs and symptoms have got prime importance. See, these are my take-home messages. Ayurvedic management is effective in many diseases where modern medicine fails. You should have understood it. Prognosis in modern medicine may not be true or correct in all. Prognosis, not diagnosis. Prognosis, satya satyata, may not be correct or true in all the cases, because we are having our own prognosis told in our text. Then modern investigations are more helpful in ruling out. For example, if you are taking an MRI for a patient who is having lower backache, definitely we have to rule out some space occupying lesion or tumor, whether due to that only this patient is having this lower backache. Definitely we have to see. For that purpose, some MRI or X-ray or any investigation may be necessary. Modern investigations are more helpful in ruling out certain severe pathologies than in reaching a specific diagnosis. Then whatever may be the modern diagnosis, an Ayurvedic physician should try to make an Ayurvedic diagnosis and treat accordingly. With these few words, let me conclude. Diagnosis is not the end but the beginning of treatment. I don't know how I was able to convey this message, but still I can say one thing. I am not a good orator or a good speaker or a good presenter. I know it very well. I know my weaknesses more than my abilities. But one thing I can say with 100% sincerity, I am a true lover of Ayurveda, true believer of Ayurveda. That is why I can say that for the last 35 years I am practicing, I am teaching, I am doing some research work, I am always engaged in those activities. Every day I am reading at least some portion of the Shastra. Definitely that may be the reason why I am enlightened with Ayurveda. Definitely, dear students, this is a message for you people. Study well, study well, study well. There is no other alternative, because you know, Satatathyenam Vada Paradandra Avaloganam Taddudya Acharya Sevaja Buddhi Metha Karogana. For Buddhi and for improving the Buddhi and Metha, there is no medicine. Buddhi Metha Karogana contains Satatathyenam, always studying. Satatathyenam is discussion, seminar, Paradandra Avaloganam. The discussion seminar, this type of seminar definitely will enlighten us, will improve our knowledge. With these few words, so once again thanking you for the authorities of this seminar for giving me a chance like this, for standing before you know, it was really, I was really very blessed. Thank you. Thank you.